What is going on, guys? Mitchell Phillips here, bringing you another video on the Crew 2, and today we're hopefully going to be discovering what is better, manual or automatic. Okay, so we're gonna break down the automatic transmission first. I want to go over the pros, and if you're one who plays Forza a lot, then there are more pros to using automatic in this game than in Forza. In Forza, it's actually kind of black and white. Manual is definitely the faster way to drive. But in this game, not really so much. So going over the first and biggest pro is that the automatic transmission always shifts perfectly if you have 100% grip. It always will go right to red line and then shift. And in this game, you can't go anywhere past red line. So if you're in manual and you don't shift right as you hit red line, you're going to be slowing yourself down pretty quickly. And the automatic will take care of that for you and shift right at red line every time. Now this is different than in Forza, because in Forza a lot of cars go well past the red line, and a lot of cars you should shift past the red line, and the true spot where the revs actually do not go any higher, you never really get that close to if you're shifting properly. So manual would be a lot easier in a Forza game than in the Crew 2. But that doesn't mean automatic is better, that's just one of the pros. Moving on to the next pro is just that you can really focus on your driving. You don't have to worry about too much. And the biggest thing for me is when you get into an accident, when you actually crash, all you have to do is hold the left trigger and you're gonna go right into reverse, where in manual you actually have to shift into reverse. Here you're looking at a big issue with automatic right there. As you saw, we hit that tree and it took us forever to get driving. It was just sitting in first gear, smacking off the rev limiter, and that brings us into the cons of using an automatic transmission, and they're pretty big and pretty annoying cons. Now, starting off with the rev limiter issue, whenever you're starting from a standstill or a very slow speed, so it could be exiting a hairpin or it could be at the very start of the race, whatever it may be, literally your acceleration is horrible because you will just smack off of first gear forever. Like, you will just hit first gear for sometimes up to like 2.5 seconds, and that really slows you down, where in manual, you hit the red line and then you upshift, and maybe your RPMs drop a little bit more because you didn't have a lot of grip, so your RPMs go a little bit down, but at least you're still accelerating in second gear now, and you're definitely going faster than you would just hitting the rev limiter. The other big one that we didn't get to show off too much in this race, and I was hoping I could, at times we did show it though, is sometimes the engine will just lug itself out in automatic, especially if you're traveling uphill. We'll be sitting in 8th gear and it will go down to 4K RPMs until it actually drops below 4K RPMs. It will not downshift, and it really should. I mean, if we were in 7th or even 6th gear, that would be a lot better for our speed, but especially during uphill climbs. That's why I kind of went off-road in automatic to show you the negatives. I think manual's going to be better when going off-road, because automatic, you will lug out the engine, and because there isn't a lot of because there isn't a lot of grip in off-road, you really have that rev limiter issue often, and traveling uphill is something you experience a lot too. So I think when you're off-road, manual is going to be better no matter what. But again, a big thing with manual, if I run into something like this, it just takes forever to put that car into reverse. We're going to go over all that right now. Now, moving to sequential, by the way, guys, you actually can't use, from my understanding, from what I've tried, you cannot use manual with clutch or 8 shifter with clutch, which is pretty given. It's meant for an actual 8 shifter, like a Thrustmaster or whatever it may be. So you have to actually use the sequential gearbox here. Alright, so we're gonna do this race in manual. Now there's a big thing I want to test, and that's nitrous. Obviously nitrous is a lot easier to use in automatic, but is it good to use nitrous in between shifts? Theoretically, that would be a waste of NOS for a brief second, but I mean, this is a video game that isn't the most realistic, and if you played video games claw, then it's not really a big issue, because you can just use your index finger to shift, and that's kind of what I do. But I don't know which is faster. It can be more fun sometimes to alternate between shifting and NOS, like I'm gonna do right here. So I'm gassing up. Oh, well, that wasn't a big enough straightaway, honestly. Kind of forced the issue on that too. What the hell? I've never done this race before, guys. This is brand new for both of us. But yeah, so overall the pros with manual, right, are basically just avoiding a lot of the cons that you get with automatic straight off the bat. You don't have to bang the rev limiter, you know, the shifts are all in your control. You can downshift to a more torquey gear, or you can see right there, I paused in between my nitrous so that I could shift. That might actually end up being a more efficient way to use your nitrous, which I'm hoping is the case, because I would like manual to have the advantage, just so I'm encouraged to play with kind of more of a challenge. And I do think, again, manual is just a little bit more fun than using automatic. Let me know in the comments, guys, what do you use? And if you're finding this video informative, feel free to drop a like. But what do you guys use? I'm assuming most of you use automatic. This is kind of like Need for Speed Payback with the physics. I think most people were on automatic for Need for Speed Payback, so I would expect most of you to be on it for this as well. But manual might actually be the best way to go. You have to get used to it for sure. There's definitely a skill aspect that you also have to consider if you're going to take manual. Now, I think really anyone can learn it. When I first started off driving manual in Forza, I was horrendous, and I would say driving manual in Forza is easier than driving manual in this game because you can go past redline. You don't really have to worry about hitting the rev limiter too much, because you can always go past redline. And then once you get a feel for your car, you're shifting at the same points every time, and you'll have a lot of success that way where you wouldn't in automatic. Some of the negatives, I mean, manual definitely can be distracting. It definitely comes down to skill level more than the automatic transmission. And using NOS is going to be awkward and challenging for you guys. There's basically some awkward things that you're going to have to get over in order to use manual. The biggest negative, and I'm going to show you guys this on purpose right now. Let's hit something. Biggest negative is I hit a pillar, right? Or I hit this wall, and now I need to reverse. Look, I have to spam reverse, and then I have to spam upshift in order to get it back into first. You actually have to scroll all the way through neutral. I mean, you have to shift all the way through neutral. I don't know why neutral would be included, and that's one thing where I said I literally like my Mazda automatic sequential shifter more than the shifter in this game, and the transmissions in this game just aren't that good overall, because in that car, if I come to an almost stop, my Mazda automatically shifts into first. But let's say it didn't do that, there's no neutral, right? You can't sequentially shift into neutral in my Mazda. I mean, you actually have to shift it into reverse, but still, you can just take it right out of sequential, put it into reverse. With this game, you actually have to shift through neutral. I kind of wish they took neutral out. It would just make going in reverse that much quicker. And that reason right there that I just showed you is the biggest reason I actually spend a lot of time on automatic in this game. I mean, downshifting, when you mess up, you're already stressed out, because look, you just hit a wall. You were in like 5th gear moving at a high speed. Now you want to reverse and you have to spam X, and there's a whole 1.5 seconds, 2 seconds where in automatic you literally just hold the left trigger and you're reversing. So let me know what you guys think. What has the best positives and what has the best negatives? But let's see what is technically faster by taking this on a kind of drag strippy type race. I am noticing too, guys, one big positive over manual, especially manual with clutch, obviously. That would be the only comparison in Forza, is that you can't stall out in manual, which is nice. We're gonna race to the Bushimura. I don't know what that is. Anyways, we're gonna race to that. We're starting off in manual, and I'm gonna start using nitrous full out. So I'm gonna shift with my index finger, and I'm gonna hold nitrous with my thumb, and we'll just see what time we put down compared to automatic. Alright, I don't know how my grip is right now. I really don't know how grippy that launch was, but we're going to do that on a regular basis. So I did one shift and then I hit NOS after first gear. So I'm going to do that for consistency with automatic, and we'll see if there's any difference here. Here we go, guys. Run 2 with the manual right now. Alright, we're going to do 2 runs with the automatic transmission now and see what changes. As you saw, we're hitting the rev limiter quite a bit. I don't know if that's going to be faster or slower, but we were hitting the rev limiter quite a bit in first gear. Round 2 in automatic. Now this isn't, the most official testing. I'm doing my best to kind of help you guys out and see if we can't figure out what's better. But I think over time we'll just get a better idea of what is going to be faster. Once we see some really good players at the game, see what they're driving, see what kind of times they're putting down on the leaderboard, stuff like that. But we're going to do the second run anyways and see if we can't grip up a little bit better. As you see, even in second gear we're hitting the rev limiter, but I don't know if that's kind of a positive. Because we are staying in the power band a little bit better than with manual. Anyways, guys, I don't even know right now. I don't even know which one won, but hopefully you guys do. If you guys enjoyed the video, found it informative, feel free to drop a like. Guys, we live stream the Crew 2 every day, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The day you're watching this, we will actually be streaming it earlier because I have to work in night shift, so we will be streaming this earlier. I'm thinking we'll be on 12 p.m. EST, so if you guys want to play with me on the Crew 2, feel free to add me on Uplay. My name is one word MacV on Uplay. Add me. I'm definitely looking to get more people in the free roam session with me, and I will have more content on the Crew 2 coming at you guys. So if you want more content, be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell, and I will see you guys on live stream or in the next video. Take it easy. Remember, your pain is your strength. I'm out.